Hello, I'm MrTieDye, and today I'm going to show you how to do the multiple spiral. So what I do is I start out with a soda soaked shirt, and normally I like to spin them out and get as much of the soda ash as possible so they're just barely damp. But with the multiple spiral, the dampness, extra dampness, is going to help you. So you can either not spray or not spin it out all the way, or the other thing you can do is if you have a bottle of soda ash water, you can just kind of give it a little bit of a mist just to give it just a little bit more wetness, and that's going to just help. Let me finish spraying this. That's just going to help with keeping the spirals tied up. So to start with, you can either just go at it randomly, or you can take a washable marker and kind of plan out where you're going to have your spirals at. That one's not working. So we'll go with this one. So you can just put a little bit of some X's around to give yourself a palette of where you're going to put your spirals. And then you just kind of go for it. And what I do is I'll usually start down at one of the bottom corners, and you can use your hands. You can use a pair of pliers with tape over the end so you don't poke holes in the shirt. What I like to do is use a little spinner. So I kind of start, and what I'll do is I'll get a few of the spirals going, and you just keep working at the spirals, and you want to kind of pull the shirt so that as you're twisting one spiral, you're not unwrapping another one. But I like to get them all going, and then I'll work with each one of them individually. So it's just kind of a process, and you just have to keep working with it and twisting and gathering. So once I get a good twist with my tool, I set that aside. And then the ones that are close together, you want to kind of work those together. So you're going to twist both of those at the same time and try to get the folds leveled out there, and then work the next closest one in. So you're just going to keep twisting and straightening and trying to keep track of where your spirals are and that you're not unwrapping them. And I'll twist mine going all in the same direction just because that's what works easiest for me. But you can try twisting them different directions. So you just keep adjusting as you twist them and make sure that you're not unwrapping the ones that you already wrapped. So once you get to this point, then you're going to start banding this up. So I'm going to take some of the outer edges here, kind of flatten the wrinkles out. Let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see here. So I'm just taking the outer edges and wrapping them around, trying to flatten the outer edge out because that's where you're going to be tying at. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a scrunch together here on the edges. And then I'm going to use kite string to tie mine up. I find that that's easier than rubber bands because you can kind of adjust the tightness. With rubber bands, sometimes you put them on, if they're too tight, then things fold up. And this is definitely one that you don't want it to fold up on you. So I just keep wrapping and tying things. And you want to make sure that as you do this, you don't fold up and cover up where you have your spirals at. And when we go to dye this, you're going to want to know where all of the middles are. once you get it kind of gathered up how you want it, then I'm going to go through and I'm going to mark the centers of the spirals, or give a little X on them and then a circle so that I know where all the spirals are. And that's going to come in handy when we go to dye it later. And of course I'll do that in the next video. So here's one of my spirals at the middle. And you don't have to mark them quite as much as I'm doing here. I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing here. Let's zoom in so you can see this. So each one of these centers, I'm putting an X on it. And then on some of them I'm even circling just where the spiral is. And then carefully flip it over. And the other side is the spirals are more obvious. You can see that in there, all of the different spirals. So, well, I guess I don't need to mark those. Anyway, this is going to be my double spiral, or multiple spiral. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and connect some of these together. So I'll show you how to do that in the next video when we dye this thing. So stay tuned for that. There should be a link, hopefully I'll put at the end of this video, to take you over to the dyeing of the multiple spiral. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please like them, share them, subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more. Thank you.